It all started years ago as a dairy. Lush grass providing healthy nutrition for the cows, in turn producing a quality product. But as the dairy industry changed and the business passed from one generation to the next, creative minds prevailed, and a 100% grass-fed cattle ranch was the result.
I am Bill West. I'm one of the operators and partners of Grady Ranch, and our business is to raise high-quality grass-fed beef. My father, Glenn West, he operated a dairy farm, had registered brown Swiss cattle. So we operated the dairy from 1976 till 2012.
My father, who was partnered with my uncle and I, he decided to retire. The dairy industry was at a point of change, and we were going to have to increase size to a point that we just weren't really comfortable with. We were already rotationally grazing the dairy herd, and with a couple of tweaks, we were able to get totally 100% grass-fed certified on our beef. We knew that we wanted to sell a high-quality product, and then we settled on Angus because of the carcass traits that Angus represent and the high-quality beef that Angus produce.
It's kind of how we got started. In other words, we were already in rotational grazing dairy, so doing rotational grazing beef cattle was fairly simple compared to that. Well, that took off in a fashion that what we did was just kept increasing the beef herd, slowly quit doing row cropping like peanuts, soybeans, corn, that sort of thing, and just turned everything more into pasture. So as of year before last, we became basically a beef operation. And so we're still, equipment-wise, you'll see around us, we're in the middle of still evolving from the dairy operation to things that work a little better for the beef cattle.
Many ranches offer grass-fed and grain-finished, but here it's grass-fed and grass-finished, a combination that requires both hard work and a high agricultural IQ. And these guys have found a solution.
The grass is getting greener, the birds are chirping and singing in the trees.
In the cooler months, we use a mixture of rye, ryegrass, oats, and then in the warm season, we revert more to the native grasses, the coastal Bermudas and Bahayas. And then also we grow another crop called perennial peanut, which is a legume. It makes its own nitrogen, and also it has a better carbohydrate to protein ratio, which helps to add weight to the animals.
People in general through the years have thought grass-fed, it's going to be lean, we don't have as much taste, but that's what you've been battling and that's what you've proven isn't always the case.
Yep, my uncle, Bill West, he's always said we don't want people to buy it just because it's healthy, we want them to buy it because they like it. And so that has been his mission, figuring out which combination of grasses produces the best tasting beef. And like the old adage, you are what you eat, same for people and cattle. And so you can actually change the flavor profile of the beef by what grasses they eat.
We're standing in the perennial peanuts mixed with Red River crabgrass. And it's a good finishing product. I found out that the meat really tastes good finished on this. And this is mostly during the warm months, season months, about 6 months a year, what we're finishing our steers with. You just got to make sure you have high quality forages in front of them year round.
And explain why you want that fat.
And you want that fat for taste. People will buy grass-fed because of the health benefits, antioxidants, omega-3s, the things that would come with that. They will buy grass-fed for health reasons once, or maybe twice, but if they don't like it, they don't come back. What we found out, if he's on a really high protein forage, those kind of things, they taste real good coming off of. It's always been pretty easy to produce a nice tasting cool season grasses here. The challenge was hot in the summertime, and that's where your perennial peanuts came in. There's a lot of other little things that go into taste, like not having agitated animals, animals that are very calm, animals that will stay calm going to the processor. You can't have an agitated animal and taste good. We had learned that we thought a younger animal was better. Turns out not necessarily. He's growing, putting on bone size, getting height. Once he's grown, just like us when we hit, 35 years old, all of a sudden, you never worried about getting overweight, but all of a sudden you are.
And it looks like the family operation here at Grady Ranch is set for the next generation.
My son, Ben, is coming into the operation. Recently graduated from University of Georgia with a degree in agricultural science and environmental systems. We're hoping for him to bring new modern technology to the farm because agriculture is constantly evolving. Like any other industry, you got to keep up or be left behind.
Coming back home was pretty much always my plan. Having your father and your great uncle as your teachers are kind of fun as well, but at the same time it can be a little strenuous because, you know, that's your father that you're trying to impress or your uncle that you're trying to impress.
You got to earn your stripes with them, right?
Yeah, you've got to show your worth. I guess, to be honest, if it was still dairy, I probably wouldn't have come back. That's a job that really is for a certain breed of people. It's a lifelong, 24 hours a day, 24/7. You don't get a break from dairy. From being able to look and see what they're doing and kind of come home on summers and be able to work with them kind of let me know that this is something that I'd be very interested in. You know, being able to work outdoors every day, not be in an office setting, stay active. It is really something that I found that I enjoyed and I was able to pour myself into. You know, it's an animal that you're taking care of and you can actually see the care that you pour in come back and show you how well that you've done or not. So it's a very rewarding process to be able to be a part of. So the perfect Angus grass-fed is something we're looking for is somebody that isn't skin and bone, but isn't just a butterball, isn't fat, isn't overweight. You're looking for a cow that has adequate feed. You're supplying everything that you have to that cow right there where it's at, so it doesn't have to work at all to have its food. It can still go around and graze as much as it likes. The more the cow moves around, the less it's going to be able to marble and have a good, nice carcass trait. Usually for our steers, you're looking for about 1,000 to 1,200 pounds a head to be able to go to market or to the butcher to be able to be processed for our retail.
A couple of years we tried selling commercially and then we realized the real opportunity or premium was going with our own brand to the end consumer. That has turned out to be my most favorite part of the transition, getting to actually meet the person face to face that's going to consume my product and get personal feedback. Right now we're very regional, of course sell right here at the farm, and then we also do farmers market in Tallahassee, Florida. Farmers markets is probably my favorite duty that I have.
Hey Jamie.
Ran the dairy here for 22 years before we got into this part, and pretty much everybody you talked to had 4 legs, and so at the farmers market they talk back. Cattle were designed to eat grass, and they live a happy, wholesome life while they're here. They don't have to do a thing they don't want to.
Happy cows equal healthy cows, and healthy cows translate to a tastier final product.